Hey everybody, it's Dr. Akiva Green. We're here talking about different topics that are pertinent to your health. What we're talking about this morning is a very important topic for a lot of people. It's actually emotional. It's coffee. So what we're going to talk about is, do you start each morning with a cup of fear? Now we're calling coffee possibly fear. And the key thing is, it's treasured. As far as your body is concerned, that lovely and seemingly harmless cup of coffee could actually be tantamount to getting mugged or running from a hungry lion. The physiological reactions caused by caffeine that jumpstart you in the morning are the same reactions that are actually triggered by fear. So the key thing is morning fatigue. If you're tired in the morning, it can actually signify an adrenal imbalance. Now we're meant to feel rested. We're meant to feel alert in the morning. We're not meant to wake up and hit that snooze button 5 times. Waking up feeling like you've been hit by a garbage truck means you have an adrenal imbalance. Now, the adrenal glands sit atop each kidney and they release adrenal hormones to help keep the body regulated during times of stress. Adrenal function also plays important roles in the sleep-wake cycle. It literally sets your sleep cycle. So if you're tired in the evening, alert in the morning, and you're able to sleep soundly throughout the night, that's normal. But you know what? I see so many patients that don't have that. They have trouble falling asleep. They wake up throughout the night and they wake up exhausted in the morning. In fact, the health of the entire body actually relies on good adrenal function. Immune health, hormone balances, digestive operations, brain function, thyroid function, female and male hormone function, all these things and more are affected by the adrenals. Depending on caffeine to get going in the morning is a sign that this balance, this delicately orchestrated relationship between the adrenal gland, the hormones, the thyroid, the brain, and the rest of the body, that is out of balance. A morning cup of coffee stimulates the adrenal glands to release what we call fight or flight adrenal hormones, epinephrine or adrenaline. This actually raises your heartbeat, dilates your pupils, tightens those muscles, raises your blood pressure, slows blood flow to the stomach, and releases blood sugar, glucose, into the bloodstream. Together, these effects actually cause the central nervous system to increase energy. Sounds pretty good, right? The problem is, the body likes this response to get out of a dangerous situation, either running or fighting. It's called a fight or flight response. But these days, many use that same response just to get ready for work each day. So it's not an acute response that occurs, but it's more of a chronic, long-term problem that keeps going. And really, there's a real downside of this. Now, I can tell you, when we talk about coffee itself, giving up coffee can be very, very hard. I mean, I've talked to patients, I've had patients cry on me, don't take my coffee away. And sometimes we have to, sometimes we don't. But, the reality is, there can be withdrawal symptoms that go with removing coffee. Partly it's because caffeine actually stimulates the release of something called dopamine. This is a neurotransmitter in the brain. It activates those pleasure and reward centers, and they're associated with addictions. It also means that over time, you need more caffeine for the same effects, just like going on a drug. And the dose needs to get higher and higher to feel that same benefit. Caffeine can do the same thing. The person suffering with adrenal dysfunction, if they produce too little or too much of the adrenal hormone, caffeine will actually intensify those adrenal problems. It'll give you energy, but it's a short-term fix with long-term consequences that makes an existing problem much worse over time. In addition to taxing adrenal function, caffeine can cause sleep problems, irritability, anxiety, even high blood pressure. It's also a diuretic that can deplete you of important minerals and electrolytes. A trap many coffee drinkers fall into is that the coffee makes them sleep poorly, and then they feel terrible in the morning. So you know what they do? They drink more coffee to get them going, which makes them sleep poorly again, and it's a self-perpetuating vicious cycle that makes the adrenal function worse over time. Restoring the adrenals is foundational to managing many health issues in functional medicine. Chronic diseases, autoimmune diseases, hypothyroidism, obesity, blood sugar imbalances like insulin resistance or hypoglycemia, as well as other disorders. Even infertility is huge when you look at the adrenal relationship. When you're working on restoring your health from these conditions, coffee can actually work against your efforts. Now, I can tell you, not all coffee is bad. There are some people that actually, say, hey, well, what about me? Is it the right thing for me? And we have tests that we can do to help identify that. In fact, some studies do show negative consequences from caffeine. A lot of them do, but there are some studies, especially over the past couple of years, that show that it's beneficial. Really, the key thing is, well, is it good or bad, doc? As with many things in health, it's something that must be considered on a case-by-case basis. You may have an immune reaction that causes caffeine to be negative for you. You may have a low pH issue. You may have a stomach acid imbalance or an adrenal fatigue issue. Caffeine or coffee may not be the best thing for you. You know what? Your adrenals may be pretty healthy. You may have an issue where, blood sugar is where it should be. You don't have any sort of blood sugar problems. Moderate consumption of organic coffee may be fine for you. It's got to be organic. Now the key thing with that is there are so many toxins and pesticides used in coffee. It's actually the second largest crop in the world. It's the second most used liquid behind water, and it's actually the second largest commodity behind oil. I mean, it's that big of a business. But because of that, they make so much of it that they use all these toxins on the coffee beans. If you buy organic, then you're going to be safe from a lot of that junk. Unfortunately, that means that even somewhere like Starbucks, their coffees are not organic. You have to get, they've got some newer ones that maybe, you know, the fancy expensive drips may be safe for you, but you got to get the right type of coffee if you're going to do it. Really, the best thing for you to do is ask my office how I can help you restore your adrenal function and kick your dependence on coffee to function. If you're interested in learning more, I advise you to visit my blog, drakibagreenblog.com. That's www.drakibagreenblog.com. Enjoy the reading. I've got a lot of great articles on there. More importantly, I encourage you to call and schedule either an in-office consult with me or a distance medicine consult with me to see if we can help you with your health problems, whether it relates to adrenal dysfunction, thyroid disease, or other chronic health concerns. My office number is 704-987-3993. And again, our wwebsite is drakibagreen.com. That's drakibagreen.com. Thank you.